Don't let anybody tell you that you have to spend an absolute fortune to still get really, really good bags. Hello, and the warmest welcome to today's video. For those of you who haven't seen my face before, hi, I'm Nick, fab to have you here. Those who have seen my face before, thank you so much for joining me again. Hope you enjoy my videos. I put out videos roughly 2 to 3 times a week on a range of different topics, anywhere from fashion to like more personal topics. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please do head down, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I love chatting with you all. I'm all about living life loud, and what that means to me is being your authentic self, being proud to be you, and just celebrating who you are. Celebrate yourself, and of course, we always celebrate others. So, I wanted to quickly just talk through the bags that I am loving right now that I think are great purchases that sit under the £1,000 price point. In a lot of instances, these will convert probably to in and around under $1,000 as well. Some will be slightly over. AUD, you can probably double to get what the Australian kind of conversion rate would be if available. So, but there's a lot of really great pieces here that I think are worth looking at. And I think sometimes there can be the perception that you have to spend an absolute fortune. And don't get me wrong, £1,000 is a lot of money. But when you're talking about luxury products, high-end brands, you know, even those sort of mid-range designer brands that are using good materials with quality craftsmanship, and they're going to stand you the test of time, I don't think it's a bad price point to pitch at versus buying, you know, a few £50 bags from Zara that you'll end up rotating. So definitely worth thinking about, and you can get a lot for your money. And I'm going to show you different types of bags from different brands, but these are 10 that I'm absolutely loving. There's also a brand that I want to give an honourable mention to, a bit of a shout out to, just because I think that they've really upped their game recently. And yeah, let's get into it. And the first one will be no surprise to any of you. I've spoken about this one before. And this is the Aspen of London Tote. This is in a large size. There is also a midi. But I think that the large is fantastic. I use it regularly as a work bag. I love it in this pistachio woven leather. I think it's got a Bottega look for a fraction of the price. In some instances, nearly a tenth, an eighth of the price. So definitely worth looking at. I think the pistachio is beautiful. And it's so well made. I absolutely love my London totes. I would buy another one. At the moment, I don't really have a use for another one, but I would buy another one because I think they're absolutely fabulous. And if for any reason I had to get rid of the 2 that I had, I would absolutely be looking to replace it because it is just a fantastic bag. £750 for the woven leather, I think is a really reasonable price point. You get a lot of bag for your money, good brand, well made. Don't think you can go wrong. Next up is a Longchamp piece that is currently in the sale, but in fairness, before it was even in the sale, I think that the price point is okay. And this is the Louis Vuitton briefcase I think it's in a small size, but it's not a small bag. I think it's just Louis Vuitton S briefcase. Yeah, so maybe that's what they're saying. Small, but it's not a small bag. It's in the colour Turtle Dove. It's £297.50 in the sale, £425 out of the sale. There are some colours in the sale, some colours out of the sale. It's a beautiful bag. It's very understated, very chic, very sophisticated, very practical. It's got a shoulder strap, nice top handles, could fit a laptop, papers, all of your essentials, and I think it does it in a very discreet and chic way. So definitely one to think about. Longchamp also, quality of their leather pieces is really, really good. Quality of all of their pieces is very good, but I do think their leather pieces, for what you pay for them, you get a lot for your money, and I think the quality is pretty darn good. So definitely something to think about. Comes in a few colours, like I said. I like it in this Turtle Dove. Nice, chic, practical. How can you go wrong? Sticking with Longchamp, it would be totally remiss of me to not mention a absolute standout of my collection that I love and adore and have bought many times over. And this is, of course, the medium top handle. Again, it's chic, it's practical, it's lightweight, it's great to travel with. It can be a great work bag, a beach bag, day bag. Like I've used them on nights out. This can be a great all-rounder, and it's £110, and I think it's a great way to supplement a collection or just as a bit of a workhorse bag. Really appreciate it. I've also been really enjoying the long shoulder bag. that I got quite recently, but the medium top handle is just such a standout for me. The colours that they brought it out in are very much sort of like earth tones at the moment, so if you're into neutrals, earth tones, etc., then now is the time to buy this particular bag, because there's a lot of really lovely neutral colours that they brought it out in. Very, very beautiful. It is summer, and why would you not want to have a beautiful kind of woven piece? So how gorgeous is this mulberry basket toe? £545. The absolutely stunning purple trim on this with that very neutral kind of body of the bag. So beautiful. I saw this, I was actually at Bicester on Friday evening, just having a little mooch. I didn't film, I just had a mooch, didn't buy anything. But I saw this and it's so pretty. The colour is so pretty. That orchid is gorgeous. I hope they bring that out in some other bags, because that would be really, really beautiful. But I think as a trim, it's stunning. Really, really stunning. And it's a nice size of bag, £545. I think it's a reasonable price point. Be great for summer, just a great sort of long shoulder drop, good as a day bag. You could also use it as a summer work bag if you want, depending on where it is, or the sort of type of work that you do, where it is that you work, you know, the environment, whatever that may be. But I just think it's beautiful, and I love when you have bags that have sort of different trims. You know, I've got that with this Longchamp tote here, which has this beautiful kind of coral trim. And I'll be honest, this orchid bag is prettier than the Longchamp one I've got. The mulberry is prettier than the Longchamp. The price point is different. By the way, if you happen to be near Bicester and you were wanting this with the green trim, it's for sale at Bicester. So definitely go and check that out. Was I tempted? Yes. Did I need it? No. Did I walk away? Yes. And that is what we call growth, my friends. Not buying for the sake of buying. But anyway, this beautiful mulberry, practical, chic, elegant, pop of colour, great for summer. Could also be really nice for a crisp, dry winter's day. Beautiful. Worth a look. Whilst this next one isn't my personal favourite as a bag style, I hear such good things about it. And this is the Mini Alexa, particularly in the black cherry. The black cherry is a stunning colour from Mulberry. Absolutely gorgeous. And I think that the Mini Alexa is a great kind of all-round practical piece. Great crossbody. If you detach the strap, you could use it as a little evening bag if you wanted. It's light, it's easy. They bring it out in lots of variations. I think it's a really pretty bag. I can understand why it's so popular. I have a medium, which I don't use very often. I'm also not a huge crossbody fan, as you know. So for me, I have my Gucci Marmont, which is my crossbody bag. I use it a lot crossbody, but outside of that, I don't really have much interest in crossbody bags. But I hear such good things about the Alexa. It's £995, and I just really, really appreciate it when I see it. I can see why it's so popular. Like I said, it's not one that ever will feature in my collection. However, I hear such good things about it. And when I do see it, I do like to go and have a look at them because I think they're lovely. So definitely have a look at the Mini Alexa if you're looking for a great little all-round crossbody. And it sits slightly less, it's slightly less expensive than the Bayswater Satchel. So it falls within £1,000 price point. Next up, a little bit from Forêt Lepage. I don't talk about Forêt Lepage very much, but I saw this and I was shocked by the price, because when I saw the pictures, I thought, oh, it must be tiny for that price. And then I saw it on the model, and I was like, whoa, this is actually a pretty substantial belt bag. And it's the Hold Me Tight. It comes in pink, it comes in blue. It's beautiful, and it's £270. I didn't have the Longchamp belt bag, which I barely use. I would probably have picked one of these up because I really do like them. And I like the fact that they have a bit of personality. They look to be sort of well crafted. The material looks to be easy. It's something that you could maybe use when you are out exercising, when you're out walking, if you like to wear a belt bag for the day, if you like to wear it across your chest, if you prefer to wear it as a more traditional belt bag. It gives you options and some flexibility, and I think it's a really good price point. It's a brand you don't see people wearing very often, so if you like something slightly different, then why not go for it? I think it could be a really, really good option. The colour, the material, this is so fabulous, and this is the Moschino tiny bag in green. It's in a small size. I think this is beautiful. I really like the tiny bag. I actually would quite like, when I'm next in London, to go to Bond Street, to go to Moschino and actually have a look at it, because I think it could work quite well for me, and I've spoken about it a few times, haven't I? Probably not in a small size, but the small size is the one that drops into this price point. But I think this could be just a great everyday style of bag, or if you don't carry a lot of items, I think this could be nice and practical. And it comes in some really beautiful colours. I think the green suede in particular is a gorgeous, gorgeous pop of colour. I love suede as a material. I think the way that it absorbs, reflects light, adds some texture and dimension, really adds something to a bag. So definitely worth looking at. There was a beautiful pink as well, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember if that was just the medium size or if that was the small as well. But I think Moschino they've taken a bit of a turn. I don't know where I'm at with Moschino at the moment. I loved the Jeremy Scott era. I've not found it as dynamic and as interesting recently, but I do feel like they're starting to bring out a few more interesting pieces, but there's an element of practicality. So I think the tiny is just a great kind of stylish, chic, interesting, but still somewhat practical piece. And I like the fact that they're playing a little bit with colour and texture, etc., which adds some dimension and some interest to the bag. Just looking for a simple throw on and go crossbody, but you want it to have that kind of designer pop, then why not go for this Gucci crossbody for £840. I couldn't find it on the Gucci website. I found it on Selfridges, but I like it. I think it's cool. I think it's easy. It's you know, just a great day bag. It'll be lightweight. It'll be good for holidays. It'll be good for travel. Just good for your everyday needs. So one to definitely be thinking about. And I think £840 for a Gucci bag is a good price point. I looked on Louis Vuitton, and the least expensive bag that I could see, I think, was $1,020. There wasn't anything that dropped into that under £1,000 price point. Granted, I didn't spend a huge amount of time. I did a bit of a high to low kind of search. There were a few that were in that sort of $1,000 to $1,200, but nothing that dropped in. Whereas Gucci has a few pieces that drop into that price point. So if you are a Gucci fan and you want to spend less than £1,000, you can still do that with Gucci. And I think this is a really nice, practical way to do it. It's got a couple of compartments. That sort of web strap will be quite comfortable and easy. Definitely worth thinking about. However, something that's a little bit more me that I really liked, that I also saw in Selfridges, is this GG Supreme small canvas pouch. I love a little bit of a clutch, as you know. This is a bit of a wristlet. Love the fact that you've got the Gucci canvas with this pop of neon. £710. I really, really like this. If I was in the market for a clutch or a pouch similar to this, I would probably be buying it. And they're marketing it, whereas I know that, for example, LV have their, is it Pochette Voyages, etc., that are more like toiletry pouches. They are marketing this within the bags. So maybe Gucci takes a slightly different opinion. Although the shapes are fairly similar, they are taking a slightly different approach. But I really like the mixture of that neutral canvas with that pop of neon green. And the price point, I think, is pretty reasonable for this type of brand. Something that I just thought was super interesting that I wanted to share, and this was this logo embroidered denim tote bag from Acne Studios. I just thought this was so visually interesting. Love the fact that it was denim, but the design on it is a pair of jeans with this lace top overlaid with the charms and the beading and everything. I thought this was super interesting, super fun, super chic. This would be such a great summer tote, whether you're using it for work, for the beach, for day, whatever you're using this for. I love it. And I love the colors. I love the wash of the denim that they're showing on it. £700. I feel like those straps will be pretty comfortable. They should stay pretty firm because they're fairly wide. This is a really, really nice bag. And I think Acne Studios have some really interesting pieces that they bring into their collections. This for me is definitely one of them. You don't hear people talking about Acne very often, but I definitely think they are worth looking at. This particular piece I found on Selfridges. I just happen to really like it. And as someone who used to say, oh, I don't do tote bags, I've given up because I own so many of them now. I am a tote bag convert, and I can definitely see myself adding more tote bags as the years roll on. And visually interesting ones like this will definitely be top of my list. And the shout out that I want to give is to a brand that I feel like has really upped their game recently. And this is Radley. Now, Radley is probably somewhere between that sort of, it's like upper high street almost, I would say. Upper high street, low range kind of designer. You would quite often see it at outlets, etc. Their bags tend to top out at around £310, £320, that is, GBP. But I think they've been bringing out some great pieces. Like take, for example, the Christina in suede, large zip top shoulder in this toffee color. Isn't that just gorgeous? It's beautiful. And I think it's really practical, it's chic, it's understated, it's well made. I've seen them in John Lewis. They sell Radley in John Lewis, and I've seen this bag in John Lewis, and I happen to quite like it. I think it's well made, and I think it's very chic and understated, and it's just at a slightly different price point again. So it might be that you have really liked the Coach carryall, but you don't want to spend £700-800. So therefore you're looking for something that's a bit of an alternative. Something like this could be really good. There were a couple of the bags from the Radley range that I did really like. I got introduced to Radley because my mum was a really big Radley fan. She always had Radley bags. Radley and Osprey London, she always had, and I've started to convert her now towards, you know, the odd Mulberry and things like that. So, but again, they were great bags. What you were paying for, the price point, the quality of them was very, very good. They were well made. They were thoughtfully created. They came out in a range of colors, different sizes, fun patterns. I liked the pieces. So nothing that would ever fit in my wardrobe personally, but I always liked them. Whereas some of the new pieces coming out from a brand like Radley, actually I could see myself using, I could see myself wearing. There's one, and I cannot remember the name of it, but I'll insert it here, that is actually pretty much my vibe. So I could see myself carrying a bag like that, and for £300 odd, I think it's a much more reasonable price point than some of the other pieces that sit on the shelves. But brands like Radley, Osprey, Aspinall, Smithson, you know, they should definitely, Longchamp, but they should all definitely be looked at and considered. I think they are often dismissed unfairly. They offer great products, well made at good price points, and I am definitely someone who likes to make their money go as far as they can. I know that's not a concern for everyone. That's not the objective of everyone. In a lot of instances, people think that's not why I buy these things, to make my money go as far as I can. But I think you can fall in love with pieces at any price point. I think you can fall, yeah, I've fallen head over heels for pieces that cost me £100, as much as I've fallen for pieces that cost me 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000. So I definitely think it's possible. Just have to be open-minded, and it's about what you're trying to get out of the piece that I think really helps facilitate that feeling. So there we have it. Radley is a little bit of a shout out. Thank you so much as always for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know if there are any key bags, brands, etc. that you feel that I've really neglected to mention in this. But yeah, look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care, everyone.